Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Rustabout Collector here, and today we are taking a look at the all-new LEGO Star Wars set 75402, the ARC-170 Starfighter. This is a brand new set for 2025, and I wanted to just take a quick look at it, talk about some of the great features of this set, and then I also want to talk about why right now we are in somewhat of a LEGO Star Wars Renaissance era, if you will. I feel like we are at the very start of a second golden age for LEGO Star Wars sets, with some caveats, so we'll get into that. First things first though, this is one of the all new sets. I picked it up as part of, I believe, one of their recent promos. I wanted the gift with purchase, so I purchased this to get that, and, you know, I wanted this set. But I don't often buy a lot of sets right out of the gate just because, you know, LEGO's expensive, and sometimes you can find it for 20% off if you wait a couple months or what have you. But this set, I felt like, was worth it. You're set up very nicely with 4 minifigures for this set, 3 clone pilots and an R2 unit. I love the dark green color for this R2 unit. It's very, very nice. And even though this is just another astromech droid, I'm always happy for another color variation, and the dark green color, again, is just really, really nice for this. You just pop that head to the side like this, and that way he's looking forward once he's in the cockpit of the ARC-170. Then we're presented with 3 clone pilots, 1 generic clone pilot with a reused helmet from an earlier set. The deco might be slightly different, but we do have an all-new face print underneath there with the gold visor and the newer skin tone. The body and legs, I think, are also updated to be more in that 2020 style for clone troopers, but it looks really nice here, and the only downside I have with these figures is that their legs are not dual molded. This is a perfect example of when we could really use that nice dual molding. A white lower half and a light gray upper half would just go really nicely here, and instead we have these pretty ugly back and side pieces here where there's just no printing whatsoever. Additionally, we get 2 leaders for this ARC-170. I guess they can fight over who's actually in charge, because we have Commander Oddball here, and we have Captain Jag, Obi-Wan's Starfighter Commander and Plo Koon's Starfighter Captain. So these 2 here are really nice additions. I believe we've for sure gotten Jag before. I don't remember if we also got Oddball. The helmet is all reused here from the previous mold, but the deco is much nicer, much more updated. Now personally, I do wish we had gotten just another generic helmet here, even if the helmet was just included on the side and you got, you know, Captain Jag and an extra clone helmet so that you could have a commander and then 2 plain clone pilots. That would be my ideal circumstance here, but it should be easy enough to get a spare helmet like this on the aftermarket, even if you get the older microfighter clone pilot, and then you can have 2 clone pilots and 1 commander between the ships. Now, if we're going to be very, very nitpicky here, I do have one other tiny, tiny little gripe here with Captain Jag. It's an interesting little missed detail, but he actually should have major scarring across his face. There's behind the scenes pictures, and you can even see it in Revenge of the Sith just a little bit, that he actually has like blast scarring across the side of his face, implying that maybe he was in some sort of spaceship wreck or something like that, and, you know, resulted in those scars across his face. Now, I know it's LEGO, and so we don't always get every little minute detail, but they did include the scar on Commander Cody's face, so I feel like that could have been a really nice little Easter egg of a detail to include here. But besides that, these figures are great. The printing looks amazing. My only gripe really is the legs. They needed to be dual molded or printed on the sides, or maybe just light bluish gray and then print the white for the boots on the front. I feel like that might have looked a little bit better. And honestly, my list of gripes for the new LEGO clones is pretty small compared to how many clones we are getting. And I think that's part of that whole LEGO Renaissance thing, where we are getting a significant number of Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones sets, all being released in a very tight window ever since 2020 with that 501st Battle Pack, really. And it's just been incredible. So all of my complaints are about this big, and all of my excitement for more LEGO clones is just through the roof. Now, the ship itself is very, very nicely built. It is significantly smaller than previous iterations. You can find other reviews on YouTube where people have compared these to the 2 previous ARC-170. You have 3 places for the clone pilots to sit, as well as a spot for the astromech droid. All of those can close right up. Unfortunately, that leads me to one of the major gripes here, is that these window screens are a pain to apply stickers to. And also, all of these stickers should appear white enough to match this paneling on the ship, and instead they look like this off bluish gray. it's not a good look. These stickers do not have the right opacity, and yeah, it's a major gripe from a lot of people in the LEGO community. Thankfully, LEGO has been re-releasing this set, or doing a running change rather, where they're including clear windscreens instead of these dark gray ones, and that has allowed the stickers to look a little bit better. I think if you've bought this set already, you can go through LEGO's part replacement program, and you can get new windscreens with new stickers, and that should at least help this be updated a little bit better. All in all though, this build is very nice. I like the engine construction here. I like that it has the dual tail guns here with a little ball joint to give you some articulation upwards, downwards, that sort of thing, so that the pilots can aim with those. There's a very satisfying mechanism underneath here, just sliding it back and forth, and that is actually controlling the S-foils. Let me see if I can get this lined up here. There you go. It's a very smooth mechanism. It holds very nicely, but it's literally just sliding it back and forth underneath. Looks really, really good, and I do love having this in the attack position. One minor modification I did make with this set, as I do with most new LEGO sets, is that there should be a spring-loaded launcher here on the wings underneath the blasters. I modified that build just a little bit with the pieces included in the set, just so that it doesn't have that ugly stud shooter, and instead it has a standard just brick-built assembly for the blasters. These could be a little bit larger. I have seen some alternate builds where people add pieces just to make these more in scale with the rest of the ship, but for as they are out of the box, I don't mind them. This is a very functional play scale ARC-170. I think it's much more in scale with the minifigures, and personally, I think it's very, very fun to swoosh around. It holds together very nicely. It's a very stable build. Nothing feels like it's going to come off or break. And so all in all, I think that this is a really fun and pretty detailed version of the ARC-170. One other little gripe here is that this piece here is actually printed, but it also has issues with color matching. This red here should match the red of these bricks, and instead it is just way, way too dark. That seems to be kind of an ongoing problem with LEGO lately, just color matching and other things like that. I wish it wasn't. For such a high quality product, for something that you are paying a lot of money for, yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to get some mix-matched colors, some stickers that don't quite look right, not getting cloth camas with your clone troopers, and not getting dual molded legs when they could just be so perfectly matching in the set. All in all though, I think this is one of the better sets from the 2025 wave. Certainly we're getting some more incredible ones in August, but that is where the problem with this set also comes up. This was $70. At best, this feels like $60 worth of LEGO. On a really, 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 really good day, maybe 65. But 70 feels insane. Personally, I would like to pay 50 for it. That feels like what this much plastic should get me for the price point and all of that. Now I know there's inflation and all those problems, and everybody likes to gripe about the prices, but when we're getting inaccurate printed figures like Commander Fox, or we're getting weird stickers that don't match, or bad prints that don't match, I feel like the price is not as justified. Now this ties into the new LEGO Renaissance. We are getting more Revenge of the Sith, Clone Trooper, Clone Wars sets than ever before. Probably not since 2008 to 2010 have we seen this many clone-themed sets being released in a year, let alone in a single wave. I'm very happy with that. We've gotten so many battle packs, we've gotten really obscure clones like these 187th Clone Troopers, which I absolutely love. And it makes me really happy to go look at the LEGO aisle and see incredible Star Wars sets that are Clone Trooper related and Revenge of the Sith related. However, the pricing has been ridiculous. All of these sets are probably $20 at the very least over what I feel like they should be. And recently we saw the prices for the new 327th Battle Pack being I think $45, which is a $15 increase from the last battle pack, which was the like plain clone and shock trooper battle pack. Personally, I'm getting priced out of LEGO. I don't want to spend that much for builds that I don't really care about to get figures that I do care about, but I just don't feel are worth that kind of money. It's a tough place to be in because I feel like LEGO has really done some incredible sets that are fan favorite characters, fan favorite builds, but then they've done them at a price point that is just astronomically more than I feel they're worth. Or to make matters worse, they do it like the Turbo Tank, where this new build is completely flimsy and it's not really worth the money. The build is off, the scale is off, and it just looks lame. compared to what we got before. So I don't know, it's a really tough line to walk. I think this ARC-170 personally is one of the best sets that we've gotten from these recent waves. The build quality is good, the figure selection is good, and it does feel like out of most of these sets, the price is at least there. Like if the prices have to go up because of inflation, this is one of the few sets that actually feels like it's more justifiable. It's not fully justifiable. I still think it's overpriced, but it's more justifiable. Some of the newer sets, though, I do not think fall into that category, and it's been very disappointing to see because they have characters I want. I would love the LEGO Galactic Marines. I would like Commander Bakara, Commander Bly. All of those minifigures look amazing, and I'm really excited to get my hands on them, but I'm probably just going to buy them through Bricklink. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think. What do you think about this ARC-170? What do you think about the current state of LEGO pricing and builds? Are you for it? Are you kind of just like, you know, gritting your teeth and pressing that buy button because they have really cool characters they're releasing? What's everyone's thoughts and opinions there? Because I personally have to be very selective with what LEGO I pick up these days because their prices and builds just aren't there. The minifigures have been great. I love that it is in a renaissance of Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith sets. I'm so excited to see characters like this back on store shelves. It feels great to see. It just doesn't feel great to see those price tags. So let me know down below what you guys have been thinking about the current state of LEGO Star Wars. I'd love to know your thoughts, and I'll be sure to read all the comments. But anyways, that's my review and thoughts on the current state of LEGO Star Wars. I hope you liked this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening, noon, or night, depending on when you're watching this video, of course. And as always, I'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.